Welcome to Spoiler Piece Theater, the podcast that doesn't give a shit about spoilers. We just want to talk about the movies. My name is Dave Riedel. I do movie stuff, which means I talk about them these days mostly because that's what our world is. And I'm a member of the Boston Online Film Critics Association, and my pronouns are he, him.
My name is Evan Crean. My pronouns are he, him. I'm co-chair of the Boston Online Film Critics Association, co-author of Your 80s Movie Guide to Better Living, and co-host of the It's the Pictures podcast.
And my name is Megan Kearns. My pronouns are she, her. I write and podcast for In Session Film. I'm a co-host of the Slashers podcast, a member of the Boston Online Film Critics Association, and a member of Gallica, the Society of LGBTQ Entertainment Critics.
Yowza. So, we got movies today. I mean, duh. And so, and I'm not going to make the same mistake on this show as I did on the Patreon episode, which is I mistakenly called our Patreon episode the first Patreon episode of the year, but it's actually the second because recording schedules are whatever, and another episode's already come out. So this is the second episode of the year. Yay. Yay us.
Yay.
And it's our 600th episode, which I kind of didn't realize until right this moment.
Yeah, it snuck up on me too.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
And so,
600.
yeah,
Damn.
600. Fucking A. And that being said, over on Patreon, if you're not a member, please consider joining for $5 a month. Lots and lots and lots and lots of bonus episodes. And this week we talk about the 2003 Park Chan-wook film, Old Boy. And let me tell you, is our pulse not on the thumb of film criticism when it comes to Old Boy?
Old boy, more like oh boy.
Yeah, gosh.
Oh, no, boy.
We had a decidedly different take. All of us kind of fitting in the same lane. But
Yeah,
decidedly
which is
Doesn't happen like
wild.
all the
No.
time. It's, can be
Yeah.
rare.
I mean, you've got ooh, and so that's the three of us over there talking about the universally beloved Old Boy. But on this particular episode, we're not talking about that. We are talking about two films that are coming out this week. We are talking about Gus Van Sant's new film. It's called Dead Man's Wire, and we're talking about I mean, I don't even know if anybody knows who Albert Burney is, but we're talking about Albert Burney's new movie OBEX. I mean, people who like indie movies know who Albert Burney is.
Right. Strawberry Mansion. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Strawberry
love
Mansion.
Strawberry
I had a lot of fun with. But let's get into ye old The Revolution Will Be Televised, or whatever it's called, Dead Man's Wire. Like I said, this is Gus Van Sant's new movie. It's written by Austin Kolodny. It stars Bill Skarsgård because that's now a law. Every movie has to star Bill Skarsgård. And it also
He's very
stars
busy.
yes, it also stars Al Pacino doing a bad accent because that's a law now too.
Mhm.
And Carrie Elwes, who I didn't even recognize. And
I didn't either.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even know he was in the movie for like the whole movie. I was like, wait, that was him? Damn.
yeah, exactly. And then Kelly Lynch, who I didn't recognize. And
Same.
yeah, I mean, there was some of that. I was just like, God, that was fucking Kelly Lynch? No shit. And so anyway, this
And
is
Coleman Domingo. Don't forget about Coleman Domingo.
Coleman Domingo.
please.
Well, he looks
Never
and
forget
sounds
about
like
him.
Coleman Domingo, though, so
Yeah.
I knew that was him. So this is based on a true story. Let me give you the how many sentences is this? This is the one sentence IMDb summary. This is the true part. On February 8th, 1977, Tony Karitzis entered the office of Richard Hall, president of the Meridian Mortgage Company, and took him hostage with a sawed-off shotgun wired with a dead man's wire from the trigger to Tony's own neck. So in case you don't know what that is, you got the guy with the shotgun has a tie around his neck. He's got one end tied to the shotgun, and then it goes to the other guy's neck. And so if the kidnapper is in any way incapacitated or whatever, the shotgun will blow off the head of the kidnappee.
Mhm.
And if the kidnappee like passes out or whatever, he dies. Okay. And so the whole plot is that Tony, who is Bill Skarsgård, doing, I'm not sure what the hell this accent is supposed to be because it's not Indiana.
No.
As somebody from Indiana, I can tell you that's not Indiana. That's nowhere in Indiana. If it were, say, Evansville, I could see a little southern tilt. Even in Bloomington or Seymour, I'd say that. If you were up north, you want to sound a little bit more like you're from Michigan, fine. You're in South Bend, you want to sound like you're from Chicago, no problem. I don't know what the fuck this is.
It's grumble, grumble, grumble.
Yeah.
It's
And
grumble accent.
And it's the word motherfucker a lot. It was a lot for me. And I use the word motherfucker 6 times a day. So anyway, Tony walks into this thing, this mortgage office. He wants to take hostage Al Pacino, who is the big swinging dick, but he is on vacation like a rich asshole would be. And so he takes his son, who's the vice president, hostage.
Yeah.
And
Zachary
his
Montgomery.
Yes. And Tony's whole thing is I bought these 17 acres of land and I had all of I was going to develop it into a shopping center. And it actually sounds quite ambitious, really, but I was going to develop it into a shopping center. And I had a grocery store chain ready to put a store in. And he had some other people he was talking to. And he claims that ML Hall and his son, Richard Dick Hall, wanted the property for themselves and like kind of stole the retailers out from under him. And therefore Tony was not able to pay his mortgage. And then they were going to put him into foreclosure. And, you know, he wants a victory for the little guy. And so that happens. And that's kind of, you know, the first 20 minutes or so, I was kind of like, all right, let's see some kidnapping. Gus Van Zant's doing is like, I got my news footage and my film footage and then my real footage from the actual thing. And then
some snapshots. And
you're like snapshots and it's like selling hats and t-shirts or whatever. And nobody's selling hats and t-shirts. And then it just kind of turns into this sort of long, boring fucking 2 guys sitting in an apartment deciding whether or not he's going to stay in the bathroom with him while he takes a shit. You know, I just, you know, we should treat everything like they did on 24. You go to the bathroom during the commercial break. I've never even seen 24, and I know that's how it operated. Okay. Can we just stop with the whole, I got to take a shit. Well, I'm going to stay in the bathroom with you because I have to, because you might try to escape. Well, I don't want you to because I got to take a shit. Fuck you. Okay.
Everybody poops, Dave. Okay. Everybody has to poop.
Believe me, I have 2 small children and I've had animals in my life my whole life. I know that everybody poops.
And you've cleaned up after said poop.
Yes. I mean, I just want to have a movie where people are not, you know, fucking their children and like cleaning up shit, you know? Sorry, that was a reference to Old Boy.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh my God.
Is that too much to ask though, Megan? Am I out of line?
Not. No, your expectations are not that high.
I mean, I swear to God. What the fuck has my life become? Why am I watching a movie where we're asking Al Pacino to do a non-New York accent? Why? Why is somebody asking him to
or
do
did
that?
He just do it himself? Because
Well,
I feel like that was probably the case.
That's a good question.
That's actually a good question. We're going to give Gus Van Sant a pass on the accent.
Are we?
I guess he could have reined him in, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's the most interesting part of the film, so I don't know if he should have been reined in.
His
Well,
character
you mean when
is-
he's willing to let this kidnapper kill his son?
Yeah, that too.
He's willing to walk away from his own son in a kidnapping scenario. Like, oh, I guess that's just too bad. I guess we'll be sad, but we'll move on.
Yeah, that's that other movie though. That was the Marky Mark movie with Christopher Plummer, the one where they replaced Kevin Spacey with Christopher Plummer. What's it called? It's about a real kidnapping too.
Yes. Oh, I can't think of it now.
Yeah, I can't think of it. That's like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 10 years ago even. I don't even know. But yeah, that's a whole. I really could not engage with this. Could not. It's well made. I mean, it looks of the time.
Yeah. Very 70s looking.
Oh, Megan does not think it is well made. I don't think it's really.
Sorry.
I don't really think it's all that well edited because it is kind of dead on its feet. And not because, I mean, it just, why is every movie just not tight anymore? Why are they not tight? This movie is an hour and 45 minutes, and that's fine. That's not a long running time. But when you could cut 12 minutes out of it and make the moving between different types of footage, the news footage and the still photographs and the actual photograph, like it's just so jarring. I really it's jarring in the way that Oliver Stone, when he first started doing that, was so jarring. But with him, I feel like it was kind of the point. Whereas this, it kind of just feels like an accident, you know?
Yeah. Because Oliver Stone, you feel like this guy's a little bit nuts, you know? You're like, he's a little bit nuts. So
Yes,
that's
I do
why
not
there's a
think that Gus
frenetic
Van
nature
Sant
to
is
what
nuts.
he's doing.
Yeah. If you've ever seen an interview with Gus Van Sant, he definitely is not crazy. So I think maybe that's it. I'm not saying that Oliver Stone is crazy. I'm just saying
he just has a live wire energy to what he's doing. Like everything that he's doing just is kind of like off kilter.
So anyway, I did not like this. I didn't like it really at all. Now, that being said, I didn't like hate it. I don't want to like fucking burn the negative or anything like that. Assuming this was shot on film, maybe it's digital. I don't fucking even look anymore. But plus I'm watching them all on a digital TV. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But I just couldn't connect with this. I didn't like, even though I sympathized with Tony, he was just such a relentless prick that it was hard to feel any sympathy for him, especially when he's like fawning over like Coleman Domingo. And it's like, listen, if I met Coleman Domingo, I might fawn too. But remember, he's playing a character who is a local DJ in Indianapolis. Fucking put it back in your pants, dude. Like, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Somebody tell me.
About which part?
Like, is it a bad movie? Am I being too hard on it, or is it just kind of like
you're not too hard on it?
I think you're being appropriately hard on it. Like I feel similarly. Like I actually think I probably liked it a little more than you, but like I don't think it's a great movie. I don't think it's horrible, like you're saying. I don't think it's great either. To me, I felt very middle of the road when I watched this.
Well, you know what I will say? I kind of like Carrie Elwes's performance just because I had no fucking clue it was him until I'm like watching the credits. Like, Carrie Elwes, what? He was that cop? What are you talking about?
Yeah, very chameleonic of him. Good job.
Right.
Yeah, good hair and beard. I'm assuming that was makeup. I don't know. Accent, Midwest accent to the hilt. Maybe overdoing it a little. I don't know. Depends on where in the Midwest you're from. Like, maybe this cop was from Minnesota. I don't know. He sounds like he is, but we're in Indianapolis. Who can say? Megan, what's your take?
I couldn't stand this. I could not stand this. I was bored to tears. I was shocked when I found out 20 minutes. I'm like, who the fuck made this movie? And then I was like, Gus Van Sant, what? And I was horrified. And I was horrified that I didn't know. And that it was his, because I'm like, he's such a better filmmaker than what I'm seeing. Bill Skarsgård, I think is great. I think he's a great actor. What the fuck he's doing here, I have no clue. I could not get over that bad accent. I did not like his performance at all. I think Dacre Montgomery is pretty good. And I think Al Pacino is the most I said this before. I think he's the most interesting because he's unhinged. And an unhinged Al Pacino is always my favorite Al Pacino. But I think right? But I think Coleman Domingo is actually the best here, as he almost always is, if not always. And I think he's great, but he's not given much to do. But I think
really not.
Yeah, so I think this really wastes his charisma and his nuance as an actor and his magnetism. But he's good. He's as great or as good as he can be here. I found it all so tedious, all of it. I found the writing thin. I found the pacing way too slow. I just did not care. It builds to nothing. And this could have been really good because this could have been a really interesting takedown of banks, big businesses, capitalism, class differences, how banks, bleed people dry. All of that all could have been so good. And, I also think it's a missed opportunity with Mihaela, who's the reporter, and how she's up and coming and she wants more to do and she's covering the case. And I think that could have been more interesting if they'd kind of leaned into the journalism aspect more, maybe even told it from a journalist perspective. I don't know.
I think it would have been much more interesting from her perspective.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. And it all just feels like the elements are there or could have been there, but it all just feels so slight and just forgettable. And I've read some great reviews of this, and I'm like, again, much like Old Boy on Patreon, I'm like, what the fuck movie did I watch? I'm like, I did not watch the same movie. And I'm like, is everyone being very forgiving because it's a Gus Van Sant movie? Maybe. I don't know. But I did not like this at all.
Yeah, I think maybe they are being more forgiving because it's Gus Van Sant.
Maybe.
But,
or maybe they saw something that I just didn't. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I think, I mean, stories like this where you're basically in one location for a very long time are very hard to do because you do it wrong. It looks like you're just shooting a play. You do it right. It's like, okay, you're still in one location. Like, fucking change up your camera angles for me. And I think that what this suffers from is Van Sant didn't ask his screenwriter to streamline his screenplay and maybe take a few of the less important characters out, like the brother, like now here's the other thing I got to say. If you're from Indiana from a certain time period, you know this story. Like, I knew that part of the reason I didn't want to watch this is because I know this story and I don't give a shit, you know? And I'm also kind of fascinated by, which maybe you would think I would want to watch it, but I'm also kind of fascinated by people who are, instead of, going to prison, they go to like, they get committed.
Mental health.
Yeah, mental health.
Like mental health facility, yeah.
And what I always thought was interesting about this guy is that he decided to remain in prison for an additional 8 years because he wouldn't admit to needing psychiatric help.
That
was
crazy,
bonkers when they got the title card at the end. I was like, oh my God, this guy.
That actually tracks, though. I think that tracks. Like, being like, I'm not crazy. I don't need any help or medication. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, actually. But it is nuts. Like,
I mean, I think that would have been far more interesting. We've already done the kidnapping. We've already been arrested, and now we're in. now we're before the parole board or whatever the psychiatric hospital equivalent is of it.
I mean, I just think there are so many other hostage movies that are so much more interesting. Dog Day Afternoon, Breaking with John Boyega and Nicole Beharie, Network, like, I mean,
Die Hard.
Like, I mean, Die Hard's, I feel like, more like, I don't want to say fluffy, but like fun. But no, but you're right. But like, there's so many hostage movies that are tight, that are tense, that are captivating, and this is just, I don't know.
I think this is, pinning your movie on a character who is just so unlikable. I think this is the problem with casting someone like Bill Skarsgård. I think he's quite a fine actor too. Of all the Skarsgårds, the three that I am aware of, I would rank Dad number 1,
100%.
Okay.
Bill, pretty solid number 2. Alexander, number 97. Let's just pretend there's more children in between.
Never.
He's a little bit inconsistent, but he can be a very fine actor, I think.
Yes.
He's got the charisma, though, whereas Bill Skarsgård is like I'm going to disappear into the character kind of actor.
Yes.
Which I think is...
I think that's...
Go ahead. I was just going to say... Okay,
that's why it's so surprising, is because you're right. He does disappear into a role, but the whole entire time I'm like, that's Bill Skarsgård. That's Bill Skarsgård.
Mm-hmm.
What is he doing? And and it's like I can see all the puppet strings. I can see every decision.
It's not quite the right fit for him because I feel like because he's more of a disappear into the role and you see less of his, because I've seen movies where I'm like, oh, he's really good, but I fucking hate him. Or he's really good. And like when, as Pennywise the Clown, he is terrifying, know? And in that movie where they're all not born yet and he's, the guy is deciding whether or not they're going to get to be born or whether they're going to go back into the ether, I guess. I don't remember what it's called. His character's kind of like sort of a dick, but at the same time, it's like, but I sort of understand where you're coming from, dude. And it's not because I like you. It's just because you kind of make sense to me. And in this, I feel like this character is just kind of a shitbag. And you need somebody who's got a little who wants to, not that Bill Skarsgård doesn't have charisma, but who wants to put more charisma into it. You know?
Well, you know who was supposed to originally be in this role?
Do tell.
Nicolas Cage with Werner Herzog directing.
Now, I would have watched that weird ass movie.
I would have watched the shit out of that.
Oh my God.
I would like to see the kidnapping.
So in this scene, you are thinking to yourself, they are trying to murder my spirit.
Oh, but Nicolas Cage would have brought, you know, Evan, you used the term live wire to describe Oliver Stone.
Yes.
And live wire is perfect for Nicolas Cage because he can be so subtle and really poignant like he is in Pig, or he can be so unbridled and unhinged and just a live wire.
Oh, and just huge. Just like the biggest presence.
Right.
I think he would have killed this. He would have been great.
You know, people hate his performance in Peggy Sue Got Married, and I gotta say, it's rough.
It's perfect.
But it is everything. If you think about what that character is supposed to be and his own self-delusion and everything, it's perfect.
Exactly.
You know, and
you're supposed to hate him. You're not supposed to like him.
One of the things I've always liked about Nicolas Cage is that it's like with every role, you can kind of see on his face. He's like, these are the decisions I'm making. You will agree or disagree.
Mm-hmm. And he commits.
Yes.
He commits. And I love it.
And with Bill Skarsgård, he's a fine actor. I just think, I think he's too, I think you need to put more of yourself into this, which I don't really say about acting very often because a lot of times I'd want to see less movie star in my movie stars, but it's why I always say there's a Kevin Kleinness to Kevin Kline that sometimes really gets up my ass. You know, it's because there's too much of it. I'm not going to say there's a Ray Winstone-ness to Ray Winstone because that's a whole different kettle of fish. But so it sounds like not any of us was enamored. Megan, the least so. Me, more of a fucking, and Evan kind of like, oh, what is this movie?
Yeah, I would say I'm more middle of the road. I mean, I think this story is so bonkers that it's true, and that he got as far as he got with all of this. Like, he basically was successful in his plan, as deranged and as impossible as it seemed. Like, he somehow managed to pull it all off. Like, he made it to the press conference and didn't get shot and killed.
That's true.
Like, it is insane that he pulled it off. And so that was part of what I was plugged into, was this is just nuts. I can't believe this is still going. I can't believe he's not been stopped or killed or whatever. He's getting all the way through this. And I thought there was a decent enough rapport between him and Dacre Montgomery. I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly, but I thought there was a decent enough rapport between the two of them that kind of kept my attention. And then when we got to the Al Pacino, I'm willing to give up. I'm willing to let my son die because I'm too stubborn to apologize or to pay out. That to me was compelling, as was the kind of whole media circus and the whole way that this guy becomes kind of a weird folk hero despite his completely deranged behavior.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like Coleman Domingo, but I agree with you both that he just didn't have enough to do. But I loved every scene that he was in just because he just has so much charisma. Especially the first time you see him and he's doing that, his sultry voice, over the mic, and you just see his smiling face, talking into the microphone. That to me was all super effective. And
he should be a DJ for real. Well,
he should.
He's an actor, so he should just keep doing what he's doing. But he would be such a great DJ or an audiobook narrator. He just has such a great voice.
Yeah, he could definitely do all of that and more in the voice world, the voiceover world. But yeah, I agree with you both about this movie, overall not being strong, the jarring nature of the swapping between the different kinds of footage, the way that this seems on its face like it's going to be much more compelling, and then it's just like not written or acted in a way that it is it is compelling. It's just like very, I just felt like I was into it enough to keep watching it, and I wasn't like bored, but I also wasn't like glued to the screen, like hooked in a way that I would want to, as you were saying, Megan, in this type of story. Like most times when you're watching a hostage kidnapping situation in a movie, it's very gripping. You're on the edge of your seat. You're like literally just waiting to see what surprises around the corner, or like how this could go wrong and will go wrong. And I didn't have that same kind of feeling watching this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Shrug.
Yeah, shrug. Well, fuck this. Shall we move on? Does anybody have any final thoughts before we move on to our next film? That's a no from Megan. Looks like a no from Evan. All right. Well, then let's put ourselves out of our misery and move on to our last movie of the night. This is OBEX. Is OBEX a word? I guess the movie made it up. So this is directed by Albert Birney. It's written by Birney and Pete O's, who has made some other low budge. Just feel like I saw a Pete O's movie. Anyway, I'll figure it out later. This is 90 minutes long. It's in black and white. It takes place in 1987. And here is your 1 sentence, 2 sentence, 3 sentence IMDb summary. Connor Marsh's secluded life is disrupted when he plays the OBEX game. His dog Sandy disappears, blurring reality and game. Connor enters OBEX to rescue Sandy, navigating its strange realms. By the way, I had to like on the fly put that together because whoever wrote this, I don't think English was their first, second, or third language. So, yeah. So this stars the director Albert Birney as Connor, who is a guy who's, I guess he's not technically an agoraphobe, but he doesn't ever leave his house. He is
a recluse. Yes,
he is a recluse. He has 3 TVs stacked on top of each other in his living room, not because the first 2 are broken and he didn't throw them out, but because he watches all 3 of them at the same time in front of a wall of videotapes. And he's got this very old dog who seems quite sweet, named Sandy. And he does, like, what would you call them? Like they're portraits. Dot matrix portraits.
ASCII art, I think is what they used to call
That's right. Like printed out on a dot matrix printer. And so he gets these pictures from people and he makes their faces and likenesses in ASCII, and it looks kind of cool, sort of. But it's 1987, whatever. And so he's looking through this computer magazine and he sees an ad for a game called OBEX. And it's like, you've got to defeat the fucking bad dude who wants to eat your soul or whatever. The demon. Yeah. So it asks him to like record himself on video, introducing himself so it can be like integrated into the game. And he gets the game and he starts playing it and he is just really disappointed with the quality and he can't figure out how the story begins. So he dumps the game in the trash on his laptop and then goes about his life. And then weird things start to happen. Like Sandy is like barking at something outside in the backyard. And he's like, there's nothing there, come inside. And, Sandy comes inside and then there's all these fucking cicadas everywhere, which I have to say, you all know how I feel about sound design. And even though I thought the sound design was very good, I thought the cicada sound was going to be there for the entire movie. The first 15 minutes of this for me were torture because I hear middle C in my ear all day, every day. So like I can't, when there's other like walls of sound, it really just really like makes my spine tingle in a bad way. So my spine doesn't tingle. I don't know why I said that. So anyway, there's the cicada backdrop. There's Connor has a woman named Mary drop off his groceries for him. And so the dog does the thing and then the cicadas are doing another thing. And then Mary knocks on the door. You haven't seen Mary yet, by the way. He just talks through the door and she says, oh, hey, what, I think there was a problem with the milk. And he says, oh, it was the problem with the milk. And then her voice is like an octave lower. He's like, was there any blood in the milk or whatever? And I was like, oh, reality or the game is intruding on reality. I see.
Right.
And so then the game intrudes on reality, and Sandy gets kidnapped by the demon in the game, in some kind of cool looking 2D black and white mid 80s art. And then Connor has to go into the game and rescue his dog, which he kind of does, even though he thinks the dog is dead. But, the game sort of is playing a trick on him. Anyway, this is a long way of me saying this is a lot of effort to put into a very low budget movie like this, when the final message is going to be, I have daddy issues and I shouldn't stare at screens all the time. Did anybody else feel that way?
Yes.
I mean, yes. Okay, Evan, well, I guess I'm kind of not surprised you feel that way. Well, Megan, how did you feel? We, Evan went first on the last, well, after I fucking went first, but you know what I mean. Anyway, what do you...
I think this is a sweet movie. I
would agree.
I like the concept of this. And I mean, I don't just mean the premise, because I do like the premise. Obviously, I wanted to see this. And I think it's a lovely premise that, you're going to save your dog and you're going into a video game where the video game is becoming part of your life and, lines are blurring. But I like the concept of this. Like, I like the art design. I like that it has an analog feel and feels very much like you're in the 80s, and with the videotapes and the shitty TVs and all of that. And I like that. I love Sandy. Sandy the dog is a sweetheart. I really like when Connor actually becomes a part of the game and goes on his quest, and Mary is there as like an elf who like works at a tavern but is also healing him, and then he goes on his journey to rescue Sandy. And I like that. I wish that had been more of the movie. I wish that it had happened sooner. I wish there were parts that didn't drag as much. But I like the weird quirkiness of this. I like how idiosyncratic it is. I loved Strawberry Mansion, and I didn't love this in the same way, but I did like this, and I did really appreciate it. And yeah, is it a message we've seen before? Go outside, live your life. Don't hide. Sure. But I think this is a unique way to tell this story. And I think that's the thing. I think this is a really unique film, and I applaud that, and I appreciate it. And I enjoyed it, but it does have flaws. So.
Yeah, I think my big problem with it is, one, it does drag. I did like the vibe. I dug.
Yeah.
But I really think the whole just coming out and telling you directly what the message is, which it kind of does, is really a strange choice. Evan, where are you on all of this?
I hated this fucking movie.
Well, then good night, folks.
Every minute of it to me was torture. It was so rough to watch. I really thought the premise sounded interesting. If it were perhaps more of what the actual premise was as written, like if it was him going into the game very early, the dog goes missing early, he goes in the game, we're seeing him navigate around the game, that would have been an interesting movie. And I did like those parts more when he actually does get to the game, but it takes way too fucking long to get there. And I just I didn't sign up for a movie that's about cicadas, that's just fucking gross close-ups of bugs and shit. And
I have to agree with you on that.
There's so much of it is about the bugs. I'm like, this is not the movie I agreed to. I didn't sign up to watch this. And I didn't want to. It was torturous. The sound design, while kind of good when he's outside with the cicadas, it was also driving me crazy. in a way that I'm just like, I don't know how much I can take this. Like, it was such a struggle to make it through this movie because it was just like, oh my God, I can't take this. The one part that I actually really did like was when he meets Victor, the character that's got a TV for a head, because I really liked that performance. I thought the guy, Frank Mosley, who played Victor, played that character with so much soul and in a way that I found like really interesting. And I'm like, I like this Victor character. I don't like anything else that's happening in this movie, including the like brute force message that you were mentioning, Dave.
Yeah, it really does beat you over the head with it.
Yeah, I really liked Victor. I liked his character. I liked the performance. That was like the one thing that I was like really into. And then the other thing I really liked was the scene where they were like, it was like the Valley of the Bones or whatever, and the like zombie skeleton creatures were coming after him, and he gets in the car and he's like trying to start the car, and the headlights are turning on as the like skeletons are shambling toward him, and then like every time they like turn on again, they're like closer in a different position. That part I thought was really good.
So I wrote 2 notes during this movie. And the 2 notes that I wrote were, and I don't know why these 2 things stuck out to me, and I don't really think either of them is good or bad, but the thing I wrote is, Mary seems awfully calm for a woman who runs a store in a land where an evil dude is trying to devour every soul. And then I wrote, Connor's hat makes him look like the mountaineer in The Price is Right who falls off the cliff during that game.
Yes! Yodeling game, yodeling.
Yeah, you're totally right about that. I was shocked at the amount of gore that was there when he was stabbing those bug creatures.
Yeah.
When he like first stabbed them and like blood was like flying all over the place. I was not expecting that.
Well, I wasn't expecting him to get a like deep gut wound from one of the skeletons, you know?
Yeah, same.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I thought
dog in the box, yuck.
Yeah. I thought a lot of the special effects, though crude, they're supposed to be, but I thought that they were really good. I liked the way that the different ways that the demon, whose name I still can't remember, was portrayed.
Kind of looked like the demon creature from Strawberry Mansion, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. But I liked the one where it was like a wolf for no reason all of a sudden, and it really looked like a wolf. And I was like,
it did.
You know, I was like, oh, that's really like good. Fucking whoever put together that wolf costume, A+. And I also liked that the TV, what was the TV's name? Victor? Yeah. I liked that the TV's skull was like long, like it had a cathode ray. Yeah. Like the xenomorph. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I liked some of that stuff, but I did think, and I'm more forgiving of movies that are so low budget, it looks like you shot it on the back of a piece of tinfoil. I did find this a little, I hesitate to say that movies bored me or that they're slow, but this is a little slow, even for me, even for a person who likes slow movies. For
a short movie, it's so slow. Like, listeners, I hope it's not coming off that I'm trying to be mean. I'm really not. I wanted to like this movie. I really liked the idea of it. I just feel like I got duped. And while I don't, I also can be forgiving of movies that are like low budget. Like, I can grade things on a curve. I just feel like this to me was just, it was not working on so many different levels that I'm like, I barely made it through.
Interesting. So, all right, we got hate, middle of the road, and liked it more than the other 2. Okay.
Like, why are we watching this guy watch Nightmare on Elm Street? Other than to maybe show that he has, like, I'd rather just watch Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, other than to show that he has some fucking weird ass dreams.
Yeah. I did like it though when Freddy showed up at the end of the movie.
I thought
that was random. I was like, okay, I guess that's
it.
a reason for him to be watching Nightmare on Elm Street. Just have Freddy Krueger be one of the people, trying to, I don't know, attack him.
And whoever did the Freddy Krueger voice did a pretty good facsimile of it too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. I think that this is, like I said, this is, what's that other? There's a movie that I got to look it up because I'll just sit here and like not remember the name of it. but it was another movie that takes place in the 80s, but I think it was about chess, computer chess. I don't remember. Anyway, anything else we want to say about OBEX?
Oh, I had one more thing.
Oh, yeah.
I do too, but go ahead, Evan.
No, Megan, you go first. This is probably kinder than what I'm going to say.
Oh, I was just going to say, I love a movie where someone's rescuing their dog, whether it's John Wick, whether it's OBEX. I just like that. I really love that we get, even though it takes a very long while to get into the video game quest portion, I do really love the scenes that we see where Sandy and Connor are at home together and they're playing and Sandy just likes to sit with him while he's watching movies. I just liked it. It was just really sweet. So I think this is a very sweet film.
Okay. Evan?
I mean, I also like a movie where someone's going to rescue their dog. I mean, heck, the new Superman movie, that's its central plot point, and that was part of why I loved it. This movie contained the saddest rendition I've ever heard of Here in My Car. When he was singing karaoke in bed, I was like, this is the most depressing rendition of the
Gary Newman song
I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah. Yeah. I also would say I could have used a little more Callie Hernandez, but all right. She was on camera for a little while.
Yeah, no, I agree. When she showed up, I was like, oh yeah, her. I like her.
Yeah. Well, it was also just so funny. Like, I don't know if this is intentional or not. You know how we've said this many times, sound design is kind of like one of my things. When she was standing outside, the movie was already set in like a weird reality before the computer the computer game leaked into his world, because people don't sound like that when they're on the other side of your door, you know? So like she sounded like she was standing in a very small room that had no reverb. So not outside on his porch with a bunch of cicadas singing in the background. Anyway, I don't know if that was a choice or what that was, but anyway, I don't have anything else to say either. So
I feel like it probably was a choice.
Well, yes, I'm sure it was a choice, but I just mean, I wonder, there are some choices that seem to follow, and that one I'm kind of like, I don't really think I understand this one, but Megan, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say that I don't know if it's any good or not, but this has made me want to play Albert Birney's video game that he created. So,
oh, right. I saw that in his on his IMDb page. I was looking at that. I'm like, but why is that? Oh, he wrote a video game. Yeah.
Yeah. He did a interview or director statement in the press notes and said that the lockdown in 2020 made him revisit his love of video games, and he got a Nintendo Switch, and then he created a video game, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. So anyway, no idea if it's any good, but it makes me want to check it out at least.
You know, I got a Nintendo Switch not that long ago. Ooh. And I think I've played it a total of an hour and a half, and two other people who live in my home have decided that they will beat whatever the first Legend of Zelda game for the Switch is.
Oh, Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, yeah.
That'll take them a minute for sure. There's so much to do.
They are nothing if not tenacious. So
yeah.
They do a lot in their 60 minutes of allotted, game time. So
you got to make it count.
Yeah, they really do. Well, and what's really fun, okay, we're going to go into a little tangent here. What's really fun is when the older one gets mad at the younger one, because the younger one will be like, I don't like this part, and he'll just jump off a cliff. But they're playing the same game. Really they're taking turns. Yeah.
That's really funny.
That is, if you ever wanted to know what my son Ted is like,
you can just hand him the controller.
Encapsulates it.
Right?
Yes.
You'd be like, I don't want to play this part. No, I'd rather kill myself.
I'm going to jump off.
I'm just going to tank the whole thing, because why not?
So. Not that it's the same, but actually it's not the same at all, so never mind. But I was going to say, it reminds me of different people's gaming styles. Like, my gaming style is I'm very careful, very cautious. Like, I use a lot of stealth. And like in Tomb Raider, for instance, like I'll use arrows. And then my roommate's just like, wee! I'm just going to run in. And Cause chaos, and whatever happens. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, speaking of video games, so you know how I play Last of Us 2, the daily run every day?
Of course.
So I've been really disappointed that I can't get above, I'm usually, if I survive the whole time, I usually am top 20%, sometimes top 10%.
Ooh.
I've been top 100 a couple times, but my scores, even when you're in the top 100, if you're number 98, number one still has 4,500 more points than you do, right? So I'm trying to, one of the ways to get more points is to just go in and do it as fast as you can. And let me tell you, it's easy to die when you just run into a room with a shotgun blazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah,
I know.
It's true. I feel like normally I play more the cautious when I'm playing games, but when I would play online, first person shooting games, I would just rush people because they were almost never expecting it and usually get a couple kills. But yeah, you would be very fast to die because you just ran into a room full of people.
Right.
Yep. Well, we've gone from OBEX to how we each play video games, everybody. So I think that is a good place to end this episode of Spoiler Piece Theater. First thing I want to do, because I forgot to do it at the top, is to thank our sponsor piece patron, Heather Sachs. Heather, thank you so much for being our sponsor piece patron.
Thanks, Heather.
Thank you, Heather.
Want to thank our editor, Otto Clammer. Otto, thank you for doing the editing this week. Your sound design and sweetening.
Thank you, Otto.
Yes, chef's kiss, Otto.
Yes, exactly. You can find Spoiler Piece Theater anywhere you get podcasts. Our website is spoilerpiece.com. On social media, we're Spoiler Piece Theater on Facebook, and we're at Spoiler Piece on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and Blue Sky. You can, and Threads. And you can email us, spoilerpiece@gmail.com, if you have any big insights about OBEX or whatever the other movie was with Bill Skarsgård that we talked, Dead Man's Wire.
Dead Man's Wire.
Thank you. See, I'm already putting it out of my head. And if you want to send us a low budge mid 80s floppy disk computer game that can siphon us off into another world, please do that too. I guess you'll have to do it as an attachment because we don't have a physical address and I'm not going to give you mine. So there you go.
But be wary of attachments.
Yes, that's true too.
On an email.
Don't want to click the wrong attachment. So if you like the show,
not a virus. Here you go, guys.
Not a virus.pdf. If you like the show, please rate and review us by going to ratethispodcast.com/spoilerpiece, or you can rate us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That's always a big help to us. If you really like the show, consider joining our Patreon. I mentioned at the top that we covered the 2003 Everybody Loves It But Us movie, Old Boy. And we do a lot of yapping about the WTF plot choices and other things in that movie. So if you're a patron, please check it out. If you're not, consider joining. My name is David Riedel. I'm a member of the Boston Online Film Critics Association. And if you want to follow me on social media, I'm Dave Sees Movies on everything except Twitter, where I am not, and on Blue Sky, where I am David M. Riedel.
My name is Evan Crean. I am co-chair of the Boston Online Film Critics Association, co-author of Your 80s Movie Guide to Better Living, and co-host of the It's the Pictures podcast. You can follow me on social media as Real Recon, and that's real as in film reel.
And my name is Megan Kearns. I write and podcast for In Session Film. I'm a co-host of the Slashers podcast, a member of the Boston Online Film Critics Association, and a member of Gallica. You can follow me on Blue Sky and Twitter at Opinion S World, or on Instagram and Letterboxd at The Opinion S.
Thanks, everyone. See you next week.
Bye.